I'm Mark Weiss. Welcome to Wisdom Applied. Consider the following circumstances. At a meeting of medical staff department to discuss issues relating to the award of an exclusive contract, the department chair attacks the head of the current group. He earns too much money. The chair also makes a number of other rather nonsensical criticisms tied to financial matters. But no one else in attendance says a thing about the propriety of those comments in the context of a medical staff proceeding. Why, and what can be done? As to the why, this involves a convergence of psychological pressures. First, we have the bystander effect, the fact that when there are more bystanders present, the likelihood that someone will step forward and criticize actually decreases. That's because onlookers see that others aren't helping either. They believe that others know better than they on how to react. And they feel uncertain about helping while others are watching. There's also confirmation bias. If others aren't criticizing the chair, well, then she might be right. And last, there's the concept of figure of authority. This was the department chair who was making these comments, not just a rank-and-file member. As to what can be done for medical staff members in general, you need to become intimately familiar with the requirements of your medical staff bylaws. You need to know what the proper role of the medical staff is and what is outside of the proper scope of the medical staff's function. Most medical staff members' familiarity with the medical staff bylaws ends with the fact that they know they're in a binder over on that shelf or that they're accessible through the hospital's intranet. You also have to make sure that the medical staff has counsel that's truly independent of hospital administration, not subject to financial control or actual or indirect control, such that the medical staff simply becomes an adjunct of administration, a rubber stamp for its business decisions. For victims of this type of event, there's the issue of personal liability. Statements made outside of peer review protected meetings are not generally exempt from discovery. If the statements were made in that context, then there is potentially personal liability on the part of the department chair. Additionally, if for some reason that meeting were a proper medical staff meeting, then there's the question of whether the medical staff is functioning in a way that violates JCAHO requirements, thus jeopardizing the hospital's license and its participation in Medicare and Medicaid. You have to raise those issues. Don't fall prey to the bystander effect. For complimentary resources, including articles and our monthly newsletter, the Advisory e-Alert, visit advisorylawgroup.com.